So now today we'll start with the two-phase method. So as the name suggests, there will be two phases to solve the problem. Now again, this particular kind of method is generally for the minimization problem, the way we have used the big M method also. Big M method is also called as penalty method. Okay. So in big M method, what we have seen, we have taken one big M, right? You must be remembering that we have taken one big M where the value of M is very large, which is almost towards the infinity. But what is the problem with big M method? The problem is that we cannot computerize this method. Why we cannot computerize this method? Because of big M. Because when we'll say big M is a very big value which is almost towards the infinity, in computer how we'll represent this big M, right? Generally sometimes when we'll do all such kind of problems where the values are very large, sometimes we'll represent it by 9999, but here we cannot represent like that also, right? So it is very difficult to computerize big M method. We cannot computerize because so it is going for the two-phase method. And at the same time, sometimes it happens like because of this big M and because of the artificial variables, even though we are going to use artificial variables in two-phase also, we are using these artificial variables so that we should get the in the initial feasible solution, right? So we are waiting, all these artificial variables should go out from this particular basis matrix, and then when all the artificial variables will go from the basis matrix, then we'll start getting the problem, then we'll start getting some feasible solution. So there are some problems with big M method also, so it is going with the two-phase method. Now we'll take a problem, and almost procedure is almost same, little changes will be there which you need to remember. Okay, so let's take a problem. First problem in this, we'll take the same problem which we have solved with the big M also, the first big M problem. So minimize Z, right? So let us first start with this. Right. So our first constraint will become a 2x1 plus 3x2. As the symbols are greater than equal to, we need to subtract with the surplus variable. So we have to subtract the surplus variable. So we'll say minus x3 equal to 8. But we cannot start with only with the surplus variable. So we'll be adding a1. So plus a1 equal to 8. Same way, this will be 5x1. Same thing which we have seen in the previous example. Only little procedure will be changed. Plus a2 equal to 12. Okay, and then here we'll say from x1 to x4 all should be greater than 0, non-negativity function, right? Now here we should convert this minimization to maximization objective function by multiplying right hand side by -1. So we'll get minus 3x1 minus 4x2, right? Then we have to add this surplus variable. So we'll say plus 0x3, plus 0x4. This is plus. And then we used to have minus m, right? So here we'll not have minus m. We'll have just minus a1. That means our coefficient will be -1. Instead of minus m, we'll be having -1. So coefficient is -1 for the artificial variable a1 and a2 in the objective function, right? but here it will be plus a1. Here also it will be plus a1. So don't get confused. In the conditions, in the constraint, artificial variables should be added. But in the objective functions, the artificial variables should be subtracted. So this is the change we have done. And now starting with the table. Okay, so as I said, this is called as the two-phase method. So let us start with the first phase. In first phase, what generally we are going to do? In the first phase, we are going to remove all the artificial variables. And in second phase, without artificial variable, we will get the solution. So let us start with the phase 1. From first equation, we'll take a1. From the second equation, we'll take a2. So we'll be having a1 and a2. So writing the coefficient, filling the matrix 2, 3, -1, 0, 1, 0, 8. Second constraint 5, 2, 0, -1, 0, 1, 12. The coefficients are -1, -1. Okay, for the artificial variable a1 and a2. Now there is a small changes while writing the coefficients for this x1, x2, x3, x4. I mean for this x1 and x2. For remaining it will be no change, but only for x1 and x2, where this x1 and x2 are the actual variables. X1 and x2 are the actual decision variables, right? Generally what we used to write, we used to write -3, -4, right? These are the coefficient for x1 in objective function, and for x2 this is -4. But what we'll do when we'll starting for the phase 1, in the phase 1 all the coefficient for all the variables will be 0 except for the artificial variable. For artificial variable it will be -1 only, but remaining all the slack variables, surplus variable, decision variables, for all the variables it will be 0. This is what the difference you have to remember when you are starting with this phase 1 of the two-phase method. Okay, so is it clear? Up to this is clear. So we'll go for the Zj. When we'll go for the Zj, as usual, -1 into 2 plus -1 into 5. So it will be -7. Here it will be -5. Here it will be 1. Here it is 1. Here it is -1, -1, and here it is -8, -12. So -20. Okay, we remember that in the previous into big M method, we don't use to calculate this value because artificial and for artificial variable the coefficient used to be -1. Sorry, -m. As the coefficient used to be a -m in big M method, this value we never used to calculate, right? You remember this, but here we don't have a -m. We are not using the concept of big M. We are having the coefficient as -1. So we can calculate this value. So that's to understand from the two-phase method and big M method. And now as usual we'll do Cj minus Zj. So 0 minus -7 is 7. 0 minus -1 minus 1 minus 1 minus they are there in the basis matrix. For that we should get Cj minus Zj as 0. So this is our first iteration is over, but we need to find out which next iteration. So 7 is bigger. 7, 5, -1, -1, 0, 0. So only positive numbers are 7 and 5. 7 is the bigger. So x1 will be going into the next iteration. And now we need to calculate theta. So 8 divided by 4 and 12 divided by 5. So 12 by 5 which is nothing but 2.4. So this is 2.4, this is 4, so this is smaller one, this is minimum theta. So A2 is leaving, X1 is entering. So we'll be writing A1 and X1, right? So let me just extend this line. And this two-phase is begin because calculation part where m is involved, here minus m is not involved. So initially, even coefficients for all the objective functions are 0, 0. So comparatively, the calculations will happen very fast. So if you compare begin from the point of view of time, point of view of amount of how much we can prone to errors, or how much we can avoid the errors. In two-phase method, it will reduce less. The errors chances are less of getting this of happening the silly mistakes. Okay, so better to go for a two-phase method. So here we have a -1, here we have a 0. Guys, remember that I am writing for x1 not -3. I am writing for x1 0. So this is what in phase 1 we have to do. Okay. So in phase 1, for all the decision variables, the coefficient will be 0. Now as x1 is entered, we have to find out what is pivot element. Phi is pivot element. So 5 divided by 5, 1. 2 divided by 5, 2 by 5. 0 divided by 5, 0. Minus 1 by 5. 0 divided by 5. Minus 1 plus 1 by 5. Sorry, plus 1 by 5. And then here 12 divided by 5. So this is over. Now for this A1, X1 we want 0. A1 we want 1, right? So we want 0 over here. For that we'll be taking the old A1 row, this row, and we'll be taking this newly entered X1, this row, right? So we have 1 over here, we have 2 over here. That means to this one, if we multiply by 2, then we subtract, then we'll get it 0. And same thing we can check over here also. To this 0, if we multiply by 2, and then we subtract from this 1, so 1 minus 2 into 0, that is 1 minus 0, we'll get 1. So it is simple that we have to multiply this row by 2, and then we have to subtract from the corresponding elements of old A1. So let us do the same thing for all. So multiply this by 2. So we'll get it 4 by 5, and subtract that 4 by 5 from the 3, right? From old, so 3. So 3 minus 4 by 5. So if we do 3 minus 4 by 5, we'll get it as 11 by 5. Same thing, multiply this 0 by 2 and subtract it from -1. So we'll get it as -1. Same way, multiply this by 2. So we'll get it as -2 by 5 and subtract it from 0. So 0 minus -2 by 5. So we'll get it as positive 2 by 5. Same way, 0 minus 2 by 5. So we'll get it as -2 by 5. And here, if we multiply this 12 by 5, we have to multiply by 2. So 24 by 5. 8 minus 24 by 5 will get it as 16 by 5. So I have done the calculations because sometimes calculations will take a long time. So I have already solved it, and we are just moving. So done with both the rows, and then now we need to calculate Zj. So -1 into 0, 0, 0 into 1, 0. -1 into 11 by 5, so it will be 11 by 5, because for down row, for this row, as the coefficient is 0, it will not get considered. So don't waste your time in doing that. So -1 into -1, 1, -2 by 5, minus 1 plus 2 by 5, and here we'll get it as minus 16 by 5. Right, so we got it. Then we'll do it zj minus zj. So 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus minus of 11, 11 by 5. 0 minus 1, minus 1. 0 minus minus of 2 by 5. Minus 1 minus minus 1, 0. Minus 1 minus 2 by 5 is minus 7 by 5. Right, so we have done with the cj minus zj also. This is 11 by 5. You can see that first value will get it as minus 20, and then in the next iteration we got it minus 16 by 5. So it is reducing because it is minimization problem, even though we have converted into a maximization, but it is a minimization. So actually no, it's not reducing, it's increasing because it's minus, right? So minus 20 is less than minus 16 by 5, so it's maximizing only. Okay, so now for the next iteration, which one will be going? So 11 by 5, 2 by 5. So this is point something, where this is 2 point something. So this is bigger. So in the next iteration, x2 is going. Let us quickly check which one is leaving. So for this, 11 by 5 divided by 16 by 5 divided by 11 by 5, right? RHS divided by the corresponding element of entering variable, that is what theta, right? So we'll get it as 16 by 11, right? And here you will get it as 12 by 5 divided by 2 by 5. So 5 get cancelled, 12 divided by 2, you will get it as 6. So we got this, and now in this, which one is less? This is 16 by 11, means it is 1 point something, where this is 6. So this is less. As this is less, this variable will be more living. That means A1 will be living. So instead of A1, X2 will be there. So going to the next iteration, X2 instead of A1 and X1 as usual. The coefficients are 0, 0 in the phase 1. Remember everyone. And now going for the next. So what is the pivot element? Pivot element is intersecting of living variable and entering variable. So 11 by 5 is the pivot element. So first let us calculate for x2. 0 divided by 11 by 5. 11 by 5 divided by 11 by 5. This is minus 1 divided by 11 by 5. This is 5 get cancelled, and it will come as 2 by 11. This will be 5 by 11. And this will be minus 2 by 11. And this will be 16 by 11. Right? Now going for the next one, x2. So here we want 1, x1, x1, 1. X2, x1, we want 0. So we want this value. So let us concentrate on 0, where we want 0. So we have to consider this newly entered x2 and old x1. So this row and this row, right? So what we need to do, one is there and old x1 is here, right? So here 2 by 5 is there, here 1 is there. That means if you multiply this 1 by 2 by 5 and then you subtract from this 2 by 5, so you will get this 0, right? Same thing if you do for this also, multiply this 0 by 2 by 5 and subtract from this 1. So 1 minus this 0 into 2 by 5, that is 0, you will get 1 only. That means what? You need to multiply this particular row, subtract from the corresponding element of x1, right? So let us do now. Multiply this minus 5 by 11 by 2 by 5. So 5 get cancelled, it will be minus 2 by 11, and subtract it from 0. So 0 minus of 211. So it will be plus of 211. So you will get it as 2 by 11. Same thing, multiply this by 2 by 5. So you will get it as 4 by 55 and subtract it from minus 1 by 5. So minus 1 by 5 minus 4 by 55, because then you will get it as minus of 3 by 11. Same thing, multiply this 5 by 11 by 2 by 5. So 5 get cancelled, 2 by 11, 0 minus 2 by 11. So it is minus 2 by 11. Here also when you will do the same thing, you will get it as 3 by 1. And finally, multiply this 16 by 11 and subtract it from the 12 by 5. So you will get here answer as 20 by 11. Right? So you solve carefully all this, you will get the answers, and then calculate ZJ. So when you will calculate ZJ, you can see that this is 0. This is also 0. So dot product will be 0 only, because 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1, that is 0. So as this is 0, the dot product will be 0. So blindly you can write it as 0, 0, 0 over here. And you will get here also 0. And then subtracting Cj minus Zj, you will do Cj minus Zj. So 0 minus 0, you will get 0. 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 0, 0, 0. 0 minus, sorry, Cj is this, the minus 1 minus 0. So you will get minus 1. Minus 1 minus 0, you will get minus 1. So if you see this, that means what? You got all the zeros or you got negative values. That means there is no value where it is a positive value. You don't have any value which will go into the next iteration. So all zeros or minus values are there. So our phase 1 will stop over here, and you can find that minus 20, then minus 16 by 5, and then it came to a 0. Right? So it's increasing from minus to this to this, it is increasing, right? But still our problem is not over. This is only with the phase 1 we have finished. Now what we need to do? So we need to do for the phase 2. We have to go to the phase 2. So when we'll go for the phase 2, we have to use the last iteration. We have to use the last iteration of the phase 1. So our last iteration of the phase 1 is this. So we'll be using this last iteration of our phase 1 into the first iteration of our phase 2. So let us go for phase 2. Phase 2. Okay. So as usual, we need to draw a table. So table. And in this we will not use artificial variable, because now you can see there is no artificial variables. The artificial variables are gone. So only x1, x2, x3 and x4. As usual RHS, and if required we need theta if it is required, right? So we'll write it. And here now what is our first iteration of our phase 2? The first iteration of our phase 2 is last iteration of our phase 1. So this is our last iteration. So same matrix will write it. 0, 1 minus this, 2 by 11, 1, 0, 2 by 11. These values are nothing but the values of x1, x2, x3, x4, right? So same values will write. This is 0, this is 1, this is minus 5 by 11. Okay, let me do undo. So minus 5 by 11, and this is, then it is 2 by 11. So we are not taking the values of A1 and A2. Artificial variables, we have to remove the artificial variable in the phase 1, and then we have to go for the phase 2. So when we will go for the phase 2, when there is no artificial variable and there is nothing to move forward in the next iteration, right? Then only we'll go for phase 2. So this is x2. Same, you don't have to write x1, x2. Same as our last iteration of our phase 1. And here we'll be having 1, 0, 2 by 11 and minus 3 by 11. This RHS 16 by 11. What happened? So here 16 by 11 and this value is 20 by 11, right? So 16 by 11. Okay, so same thing we need to just write it. Only now what is the difference in phase 2? The values of x2 and x1 now it will be its actual coefficients. So what are the actual coefficients of x1? Minus 3, x2 minus 4. So minus 3, minus 4, 0, 0. Are you remembering what was the coefficient? Shall I just, I'll take it down. See, the actual coefficients of x1 is minus 3, minus 4. That actual coefficients will write down in the phase 2. So when we start with the phase 2, we'll write down the actual coefficients. And now we'll just calculate the Zj. So Zj is equal to, this is minus 3. We are doing dot product, right? Minus 4 into 0 plus minus 3 into 1. So minus 3 minus 4. If you do minus 4 into minus 5 by 11 plus minus 3 into 2 by 11. So if you calculate all these things, you will get it as 14 by 11. Right? And then the next one is minus 4 into 2 by 11 plus minus 3 into minus 3 by 11. So if you solve this, you will get it as 1 by 11. And then this, when you will calculate minus 4 into 16 by 11 plus minus 3 into 20 by 11, you will get it as minus 24 by 11. Right? And now we'll calculate Cj minus Zj. So minus 3 minus 3, I mean minus 3 minus minus 3, it will be 0. Minus 4 minus minus 4, it will be 0. 0 minus 14 by 11 is minus 14 by 11. 0 minus 1 by 11 is minus 1 by 11. So we have finished with Cj minus Zj. Now you have to find out whether we can move to the next iteration or not. We got 0, 0, negative, negative. That means there is no positive value. So phase 2 also over. The algorithm stops over here. So you can see that you got the answer as minus 124 divided mean is equal to multiplying this right hand side by minus 1. So we'll get it as 124 by 11. So this will be the actual answers. So just highlight it